Have you ever felt the cosmos shrinking around you like an avalanche of disorder crushing down, drowning your thoughts in its wake? Imagine it, a symphony of chaotic voices clawing at your consciousness, pleading for you to yield, to crumble, to lose your identity in their bedlam. Every notification, every request, every assumption feels like an arrow piercing your tranquility, carving away fragments of your essential self. Have you ever lain motionless in the deep hours, pulse racing, wondering what power it would take to transcend it all, to quiet the tumult, to construct an impenetrable sanctuary around your spirit that no tempest, regardless of its ferocity, could ever disturb? Join me, traveler, on an odyssey that will set your essence ablaze. Today we're plunging headlong into 5 revolutionary methods to shield yourself from external chaos. Not to escape existence like one afraid, but to recapture your strength, your direction, and your serenity with the unshakable foundation of Stoic philosophy. This isn't about slamming gates on society or vanishing from those you know. Absolutely not. This is about choosing yourself, boldly, unashamedly, and sculpting a haven within your own consciousness where no disorder can reach you. It's about standing immovable like a solitary mountain amidst a cyclone, deeply anchored in ancient wisdom while the universe rages around you. These aren't gentle suggestions or comforting platitudes. These are visceral, impactful lessons forged in life's crucible, truths that will strike you like celestial fire and leave your consciousness vibrating with revelation. Each principle is a rallying cry to regain mastery, to prevent the world's discord from conducting your spirit's symphony. So prepare yourself, hold steady, and don't skip a single moment of this journey. Every phrase is kindling. Every paragraph a conflagration waiting to ignite something unstoppable within your core. If you're weary of feeling submerged, if you're prepared to ascend, to transform, to become sovereign of your own existence, then engage fully with this message now. Subscribe to this philosophy, because this marks only the beginning of the transformation we'll unleash together. And share your thoughts below. Tell me one element in your existence that demands your attention, pulling you downward, that you're determined to release. Lay it bare. Let's traverse this path together, for you are not isolated in this struggle. Let us begin. First, master the craft of refusal and stand unwavering. The universe is a roaring maelstrom, a voracious entity with talons sharper than despair itself. It doesn't request, it commands. Yield to me, shatter for me, sacrifice for me. It thunders, embedding its hooks into your hours, your aspirations, your very heartbeat. Every affirmation you utter when your essence screams rejection is a self-inflicted wound. A betrayal that chips away segments of your spirit until you're left vacant, a phantom staggering beneath everyone else's burdens. But listen carefully, feel the vibration in your frame. Refusing isn't merely defiance. It's a thunderclap of emancipation. It's you rising like a colossus from destruction, striking the earth with conviction and declaring, I belong to myself alone, and you shall not possess me. Close your eyes. Envision it, your device shrieks again. A spectral wail cutting through your stillness. Another favor. Another emergency. Another tether attempting to ensnare your essence. Your heart pounds like a captive creature. Your breath catches like a gale trapped in your chest. You recognize this instant, it's every moment when life's expectations have constrained you, whispering deceptions about obligation, about remorse, about pleasantness. But now pause. Feel eternity's rhythm in your veins. Channel the iron resolve of Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who confronted empires and mortality yet inscribed in his meditations, the sole thing within your command is your own mind, and that suffices to render you indomitable. In this sacred hesitation, you are no victim. You are a stronghold. With a voice forged in cosmic fire, you hurl a single word into the void, no. No justifications, no quivering explanations, merely an unfiltered, earth-shattering truth that cleaves the firmament. Feel it, the shackles exploding, the burden evaporating, existence itself yielding to your determination. That's not merely freedom. That's your rebirth in magnificent splendor. This isn't about shutting out reality. It's about rescuing your spirit from its maw. Aurelius didn't just persevere. He flourished amid treachery, pestilence, and conflict because he understood you can perpetrate injustice through inaction just as profoundly as through action. Every time you allow guilt to coerce you into agreement, you're betraying the flame within. You're casting your dreams into the abyss to appease a world that will never cease its hunger. Stoicism isn't frigid stone. It's a blazing forge tempering your resolve into something unbreakable. It's you declaring, "My consciousness is my dominion, and I shall not surrender its throne." Let's examine it plainly. Life is a crucible, isn't it? The superior heaps on responsibilities when you're already depleted. A companion implores your strength when you're disintegrating. Society sneers, "Don't be self-centered. Don't disrupt harmony. Don't dare illuminate too brilliantly." But each time you yield, each time you permit their needs to overshadow your own, you're not merely squandering time. You're sacrificing yourself. That discomfort in your core? That's your soul struggling to be acknowledged. That quiet fury? That's your spirit begging you to resist. You've experienced it when you're stretched beyond endurance, when you're screaming internally but presenting serenity externally. Enough. Why continue ingesting toxin when you could spark a revolution? Why continue performing as prey when you're a predator ready to roar? Today, right now, draw your blade. Identify one drain depleting your vitality and vanquish it with a refusal that reverberates through the cosmos. Not a murmur, not a gesture, but a battle cry that could rouse deities. Say no to that spirit-crushing obligation robbing your evenings. Say no to that voice demanding you resolve their situation while yours smolders. Pronounce it as though shattering a curse, as though rewriting destiny itself. Feel the terrain quake beneath you. Feel the awareness erupt like wildfire across your consciousness. That's not merely relief. That's resurrection. That's your heart thundering, "I exist, and I am sufficient." Aurelius inscribed amid his campaigns, "Do not waste your remaining existence contemplating others." You are not compelled to this. Hear him now across eons, his voice a weapon slicing through your uncertainties. The world will never cease clawing, never cease imploring, never cease attempting to make you its servant. Let it try. You are no vessel. You are a titan, a tempest wielder, a soul forged in resistance and crowned in reason. Every refusal you pronounce is a spark illuminating darkness. A pledge that states, "I select myself. I select my objective. I select my flame." So stand resolute, warrior. Let your refusal be a cosmic explosion obliterating every falsehood that claims you owe the universe your destruction. Pronounce it with the ferocity of countless tempests, the lucidity of a prophet, the passion of a poet. Feel the tremor race along your spine, the electric jolt of claiming your existence. This isn't merely stoicism. This is resistance. This is redemption. This is you entering the arena of your own existence, unbowed, untamed, and absolutely unstoppable. Second, sever connections with destructive influences. Certain individuals don't merely diminish your brilliance, they consume it. They aren't mere shadows, they're scavengers tearing at your essence, leaving you eviscerated, your core a battleground of uncertainty and anguish. They don't merely injure, they haunt, transforming your value into cinders. Stoicism, fierce and unapologetic, issues the challenge: surround yourself with spirits who ignite your wildfire, who propel you toward celestial heights, or stand solitary, a lone sentinel, proud and unfettered. Why? Because your tranquility, your blazing sacred quintessence, transcends their poison-soaked turmoil. It's your birthright. Visualize your existence as a majestic untamed forest, vibrant with vitality, roots profound, aspirations reaching skyward. Toxic connections are a pestilence not merely infiltrating but suffocating, strangling your luminescence with thorny deceptions. That companion who launches barbs like daggers, delighting as your confidence bleeds. That relative who binds you with remorse, their words a snare around your essence. They aren't merely burdensome, they're soul thieves. Expel them. Incinerate their foundations with a primal outcry. This isn't cruelty. It's cataclysmic. It's you, fists elevated, veins throbbing, bellowing, "My spirit is not your arena. My fire is not your quarry." Severing connection sears. It's a jagged, soul-rending rip, like cleaving your own flesh to escape confinement. They permeate your being, those shared joys, whispered aspirations, tears you believed signified permanence. Your consciousness protests, "Am I the villain? Can I endure without them?" Dread embeds its teeth deeply, hissing, "You're too delicate to remain erect." But Seneca, that Stoic tempest, resonates through time: we endure more in imagination than in actuality. You're not relinquishing them. You're unleashing yourself. You're not shattering, you're becoming. Every stride from their toxicity is a war drum pounding for a bolder dawn. Seneca never flinched, Choose associates who sharpen your soul, he thundered. Or traverse alone, fierce and liberated. Why permit vipers to coil in your heart? Why let their sludge drown your clarity? Stoicism isn't about freezing your emotions. It's about wielding them, forging your suffering into a weapon that carves your path. That colleague who ridicules your aspirations, spewing venom like entertainment. That beloved who diminishes you with truths sharper than crystal. They aren't merely toxic. They pillage your thunder. They plunder your courage, your radiance, to buttress their crumbling egos. No more. You're not their foundation. You're a formidable hurricane, and it's time to rend their constraints to fragments. Severing them isn't merely departing. It's rebellion. It's you, trembling but resolute, confronting fear directly and snarling, "I am sufficient." The initial step feels like plunging into a vortex. Heart racing, breath ragged, every instinct imploring you to cling to the familiar. But when you sever those bonds, it's a lightning stroke. Your soul surges. A phoenix emerging from ash. You taste it, freedom, raw and electric, igniting your veins. Grief will pursue you. A phantom of former joy. Those fleeting moments when they seemed like sanctuary. But Stoicism grips your focus. You can't subdue their poison, but you can claim your dominion. And when you do, cosmic blaze, the surge, it's a profound, world-altering roar. Your roots penetrate deeper, your wings extend broader. Laughter, wild and authentic, erupts again. Your dreams pulse like battle cries. True kindred, those who fuel your blaze, will storm the void you've created. They'll reflect your light, not extinguish it. Solitary for now? Revel in it. Seneca's voice cuts incisively. A mind that thrives in its own company fears no solitude. You are your own fortress, your own inferno. So here's your anthem, shatter the chains. Don't trim, smash. No awaiting apologies or indications. Act now. Heart unbound, eyes blazing, because your soul merits conflict. Let tears cascade. Let uncertainties howl, but don't look backward. You're not abandoning them. You're crowning yourself. And when you ascend, forged in flame, fierce as a stellar explosion, the universe will tremble. You'll perceive it, that spine-chilling, heart-pounding, consciousness-jolting truth. You are a force. Your forest is yours to govern. And no pestilence, no venom, no darkness will ever constrain your roar again. Third, embrace stillness. Conquer the roaring chaos. The world is a frenzied beast foaming at the mouth, prepared to tear your soul asunder. It's a howling apocalyptic circus. Headlines detonating like explosives. Notifications slashing like blades. Gossip infiltrating your mind like toxin. This isn't mere noise. It's a complete assault. A tidal wave of madness determined to fracture you, possess you, entomb you alive. You're not directing this performance. You're the mark, cast into a pit where every shriek, every alert, every sneer is a projectile aimed at your essence. But you're no victim. You're a combatant. And Stoicism doesn't merely arm you. It bestows upon you a blazing, earth-shattering thunderbolt, silence. Not a feeble whisper, but a soul-searing, bone-crushing stillness that reverberates louder than the world's insanity. This is your rebellion. This is your reckoning. The world's an asylum clawing for your capitulation. But you've got molten iron in your veins and a Stoic's adamant heart. Silence isn't concealment. It's revolution. It's you breaking through the disorder to claim what's rightfully yours. You. So here's your battle cry. Claim this for one fierce, pulse-pounding hour. Obliterate the noise. Consume it with fire. No device buzzing like machinery. No media spewing dread like a ruptured conduit. No chatter shredding your tranquility like predators. Close the door on the world's frenzy and stand in the raw, electric void of your own essence. Just you, unchained, alive. That jolt, it's no gentle breeze. It's a lightning strike. Silence impacts like a celestial body. And yes, it will pain you. Your mind has been addicted to chaos, twitching for the next dose of distraction. Now you're breaking free. And it's magnificent. That restless turbulence, that fire in your ribs? That's not fear. It's your soul bellowing, shedding constraints, shouting, "I remain." Immerse yourself in it. Cast yourself into the discomfort as though it's a volcano. Pose the questions that make your heart thunder. What ignites me? What's authentic? What's worth my struggle? In that silence, you'll perceive it, a voice that cuts like a blade forged in cosmic fire. It's you, untamed and unbreakable, rising from the debris of the world's clamor. This is Epictetus' war cry, no gentle sermon, a primal roar from a man who laughed in the face of bondage. Silence isn't retreat. It's a strike against the jaws of destiny. It's you standing in a screaming hurricane, obligations suffocating you, deadlines grasping, voices shrieking lies, and growling, "You don't control me." Every moment in that quietude is an explosive hurled at the chaos. A pledge that you're not merely surviving, you're conquering. Envision it, the world's a shrieking abyss. Work's a pressure vessel. Your inbox a slaughterhouse. News a firestorm of panic. But you're a titan. You've carved a sacred stronghold where the madness cannot touch you. Silence envelopes you like armor, like wings, like a stellar explosion ready to cleave the sky. Perhaps your throat constricts. Perhaps your eyes burn. Let it burn. That's not frailty. That's the raw, sacred truth of being human. That's you alive. And it's sufficient to make the heavens tremble. This isn't escape. This is hunting. Your truth, your fire, your reason to stand tall when the world wants you prostrate. The noise is a deceiver, a thief, a serpent. In silence, you're a giant, a wildfire, a spark that incinerates empires. You're telling the chaos, I compose my narrative. It's a conflict, undoubtedly. Your mind has been shackled to the buzz. Swiping, scrolling, pursuing phantoms. That's why this is epic. You're not merely forsaking your device. You're shattering a prison. Every instant in silence is a victory. A cry that states, I'm liberated. You'll return to the world transformed, not louder but mightier. The noise will persist, but it's impotent now. You'll carry silence like a blade, a crown, a heartbeat that drowns out celestial bodies. So act now. Seize that hour. Make it your battlefield, your sanctuary, your revolution. Bar the entrances, extinguish the screens, stand in the quiet as though it's the edge of eternity. Let the world scream. You're not attending. You're forging something indomitable. A mind that won't yield. A heart that won't fracture. A soul that burns like a dying star. This is your Stoic uprising. This is you defying madness and snarling, I'm greater. Emerge and feel it, fire in your bones. Clarity like a blade. Stillness that resonates with raw potency. The chaos diminishes to a whimper because you've experienced yourself. Silence isn't merely strength. It's a reckoning. It's defiance. It's a vow carved in lightning that you'll perpetually shine brighter. So proceed, ignite the silent rebellion. Crush the noise and let the cosmos quake at your stillness. Fourth, cease pursuing approval. Claim your unbreakable worth. Prepare yourself, for here's a truth that will impact you like an unconstrained locomotive. The universe doesn't get to affix a valuation to your spirit. Each time you scramble for a commendation, a nod, a whispered, you're adequate, you're casting your heart into a grinder, begging for morsels from individuals too blind to perceive your radiance. You're a conflagration, a cosmic cry of raw, untamed brilliance. Yet you're allowing strangers to manipulate your strings. Absolutely not. Stoicism incinerates that falsehood. Your value isn't negotiable. It's a volcano erupting within you, fierce, unshakable, exclusively yours. So grasp your core, ignite the doubt, and let's rewrite the very constellations. Visualize this, and let it grasp you. You pour your essence into something, a creation, a vision, a spark that makes your frame resonate. You release it and, nothing. Silence, a void that thunders louder than storm. Your heart plummets, your palms perspire, and a voice whispers, am I insignificant? That's the snare. The soul-crushing quicksand we all traverse. You're binding your elation to a multitude that doesn't comprehend your struggle, your wounds, your flame. You're permitting their indifference or sideways glances to dissect you. Aurelius, Stoic ruler who wrestled chaos and heartbreak, penetrates the fog. We all cherish ourselves more than others but care more about their judgment than our own. That's a strike to the soul. Why are you permitting shadows to scribble on your masterpiece? Stoicism isn't a cold shoulder or a rigid visage. It's a primal roar. It's standing in life's howling tempest, rejection, silence, betrayal, and declaring, I determine my worth. It's constructing an inner fortress so formidable no critic, no setback, no hurricane can mark it. This isn't about numbing your heart. It's about wielding it like a weapon, sharp and authentic. The world can ignore you, mock you, or applaud you. It's inconsequential. Your might lies in what you select, What you construct, what you are. That's Stoic liberation, and it's fuel for your soul. Let's be candid. We've all been there, refreshing a screen like it's a lifeline, pursuing that notification like it's oxygen. It's human to desire acknowledgement, a flicker of connection. But here's the Stoic haymaker: hinging your merit on approval is like building a fortress on a fault line. One fissure, one dismissal, one silence, and it's rubble. You're not rubble. Your foundation, your idiosyncrasies, your determination, your 3 a.m. confrontations with terror, those are the fiery threads of a tapestry only you can weave. Seneca, who confronted exile and death, presented this: what necessity is there to weep over segments of life when the entirety of it calls for tears? Life's a wild, brutal, magnificent disorder. You don't require a spotlight to illuminate. You need to sense it where your pulse declares, "I'm animated." Here's your Stoic revolution, your fist elevated. Perform one action today that makes your soul roar. And don't you dare seek applause. Write the words tearing at your ribcage. Run until your lungs burn and your heart thunders. Dream so vastly it makes your knees falter. Do it because it ignites you. Because it's your altar to wisdom, courage, justice, temperance. This isn't hiding, it's rising. Aurelius would lean forward and growl, "Retreat into yourself, for there you are liberated, free, not tethered to approvals or acclamations but soaring on the jagged truth of who you are." When doubts infiltrate, those slimy imps, confront them with Stoic fire. You can't govern who perceives you, who loves you, who disregards you. But you can govern your struggle. Choose to create, to stand, to be. Not for them, but for the electric pulse of your own sacred truth. That's Stoicism. Not avoiding pain, but dancing with it, allowing it to forge you into something indomitable. Cease pursuing phantoms. Cease imploring for fragments. You're no supplicant. You're a titan, a cosmic blaze encased in flesh. Own your worth as though it's the oxygen in your lungs. Step into your fire, and the world will tremble. You're not merely adequate. You're a cataclysm, a Stoic tempest that nothing can subdue. Unleash it. Now. Fifth, confront your shadows and vanquish them like a colossus. Prepare yourself, for we're descending into the molten, screaming nucleus of your very existence. This isn't a moment. It's a cataclysm, a soul-quaking eruption that will rewrite your fate. The loudest sound in your cosmos isn't the world's disorder clawing at your sanity. It's not the venomous chatter of skeptics or the relentless percussion of despair. No, it's within you, a primal, heart-shredding howl that tears through your bones in the midnight hour, snarling, "You're worthless. You'll never be adequate." That's the shadow you've been fleeing. The jagged-fanged demon you've permitted to haunt your spirit like a malediction. You desire liberation? You aspire to rise as an unstoppable force? A beacon no darkness can touch? Then cease running. Plant your feet and storm that abyss like a celestial juggernaut prepared to rend the very stars asunder. Stoicism doesn't offer a lantern to cower behind or a lullaby to soothe your quivering heart. It thrusts a blazing, unyielding mirror before you and commands, "Gaze into your truth, then transcend." This isn't about tiptoeing around your fears. It's about smashing through them with a roar that shakes the cosmos. Those shadows? They're not titans. They're lies, frail, quivering phantoms of ancient wounds, insecurities, and doubts that have leached off your spirit for too long. And you? You're no mere mortal. You're a galactic inferno, a supernova of raw, unbreakable will poised to incinerate every falsehood that dares stand in your path. Right now, name your fear. Don't whisper it. Scream it into the void as though banishing a demon to oblivion. Is it failure, mocking your every dream with its icy rejection, twisting your gut into knots at the thought of being cast out? Or the soul-crushing dread of being seen, laid bare, vulnerable, and deemed unworthy? Whatever it may be, hurl its name like a thunderbolt. Because when you name it, you break it. That fear isn't a deity. It's a parasite, and you're the divine reckoning come to purge it. Here's your weapon. Seize a pen, a fragment of paper, anything. Carve that fear into existence with strokes so fierce they bleed. Let it spill, every raw, ugly, soul-tearing piece of it. Stare at those words until they sear your heart. Then light a match. No, summon a maelstrom of fire and burn it to ash. Watch the flames devour that lie like a ravenous void. Feel the heat scorch your skin. The smoke choke your lungs. The liberation explode through your veins like a star being born. That's you roaring, "I am not yours. I never was." It's you snapping the chains, torching the prison, and rising like a deity from the wreckage of your past. Epictetus, that Stoic sage, carved truth into eternity. Happiness is found in releasing what lies beyond your will. Your shadows aren't your masters, they're trespassers squatting in the temple of your soul. They thrive in the silence you've granted them, growing bloated on your fear. So scream. Flood them with light. Rip them apart with the ferocity of a heart that refuses to kneel. This isn't a skirmish. It's an apocalypse. It's tears streaming like rivers as you confess your terror. It's the cold fire in your veins as you step into the unknown. It's the tremor in your chest giving way to a war cry that could split the heavens. I am enough. Picture it, you standing in an arena forged from the bones of forgotten stars, facing that shadow like a warrior sculpted from eternity. The cosmos falls silent. The galaxies hold their breath. It's just you and that fear, and it's quaking. You don't need a blade or a crown. You've got something mightier, your unyielding spirit, your raging, radiant soul. Every step you take toward that shadow is a rebellion against the lies that tried to bury you. This is your emancipation. Not from the world, but from the chains inside you. It's you unbound, untamed, rising like a phoenix forged in the heart of a collapsing sun. When you emerge, you're not just stronger. You're cataclysmic. The world can hurl its worst, betrayal, failure, despair, and you'll just laugh. A wild, earth-shaking sound that echoes through infinity, because you faced the ultimate terror, yourself. You've stared into the void, and instead of breaking, you ignited. That's where myths are birthed. That's where gods are crowned. So what's it going to be, legend? Keep trembling in the dark, letting those shadows choke your fire? Or will you storm the abyss, rip those demons to shreds, and etch your name in the fabric of forever? This is your reckoning. Seize it, wield it, shatter it, because you're not just facing your shadows, you're obliterating them. And when you do, the universe itself will bow to the fury of your light. So there it is. 5 profound ways to isolate yourself. Not to flee, not to vanish, but to ascend. This isn't about walls. This is about armor. This is about becoming untouchable, mentally, spiritually, unshakably solid. You're not hiding. You're sharpening. You're not disconnecting. You're reclaiming. Because when the world keeps howling, begging for your attention, your validation, your soul, you'll respond with silence. Not fear, not retreat. Just pure, immovable focus. Let them chase noise. Let them drown in distractions. You choose peace. You choose power. That cold silence, that isolation, that's your battlefield now. And in that stillness, you're not breaking. You're becoming. The old you? Gone. The people pleaser? Buried. The overthinker? Erased. What remains is an individual who doesn't chase approval, doesn't bow to chaos, a being forged in fire, calm as stone, potent as a blade. So if that strikes something profound, if your chest is pounding, if your skin's electric, then act. Engage fully. Not for algorithms, for your evolution. And share your thoughts. What are you releasing today? What chain shatters beneath your foot? Express it. Let it burn. Because this isn't motivation. This is your initiation. The tempest approaches. But this time, you are the tempest.